Well, it finally got cold here in South Georgia, and went to use a CJ. Some bad weather and driving around, and of course, everything here works except my heat. It will not pull out of the way. Show you down here the bracket. You see, it's just bound up. Cable moves inside the cable sheath. It's inside the box here. It's stuck. So what we're gonna have to do get inside and take these bolts loose to hold the box. First off, before I forget, you got to take this off, and I believe there's 4 underneath here. I'll verify that when I take it out. Then I believe there's 4 to hold it onto the firewall. There is one right here beside the battery. There is another one underneath right here next to that brace. There's one where your computer control goes in, which I do not have anymore. And there is one that I don't know if I'm going to show you. It's right here behind the valve cover right there. Take those 4 loose. And they are 11 millimeter, 7/16. Take your choice. And I would suggest, before you start loosening them up, go ahead and get you some penetrating oil on it. This is what I prefer. It costs a lot more than the other stuff, but I tell you what, I use a whole lot less, and this stuff here is amazing. Anyway, let's get to taking some stuff off, and we'll go from there. Okay, got the hoses off. Just something to mention in case you don't think about it, is I'm famous for forgetting simple things. But we take the hose off, you put a couple pieces of tape on, or at least one on, and show which hose came off the top part and which came off the bottom. That way you don't have to think about it when you put it back in. Okay, to correct what I said before about those 4 bolts being underneath there, they're not. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips head screws that are holding that down. And here is your implements of destruction. There's the 4 nuts that came off that I had pointed to earlier. There's your 4 Phillips head, and that's what I used to get everything off. Okay, got the box out, and let me mention a couple things that'll make it easier for you to get yours out. One, something I neglected to mention, this is the power for your motor. It's on, we're looking like if this was the firewall. Go ahead, disconnect it. And of course, you got to disconnect the cables on the other side. Those are no big deal. What gave me the most trouble pulling this thing out was this drain below it. It hung on everything as it was coming through and wedged and gave me trouble. It's not a big deal, but if you're pulling and you're wondering what's hanging on something, it'll be this right here. Now, originally, I was going to change out the motor. It works fine. I don't have any trouble with it. And go ahead and change the heater core out, even though it doesn't leak because I've got it open. But once I got it apart, you basically take all these little screws out all around here and the one bolt that holds this in right here. Take it out. You can see heater core's fine. It's clean. It don't leak a bit. And the motor, I don't use it that much. I just need the thing to, I needed the vents to work. Anyway, upon looking at it, I got a part. My problem is this right here. This cable that controls the heater door is stuck all along in here. I don't know if I can get another one. First thing I'm going to do is try my magic coil and see if I cannot get this thing to loosen up and work. Otherwise, this is what I'm going to have to replace at the very least. I'm probably just going to clean it up, either replace or repair this, and keep the other because nothing's wrong with it. Then you've got to reseal along here, and I'm assuming I'm going to have to do something to replace this. It should be soft and pliable, and it's hard, and it could cause some leaking if I don't take care of that. Anyway, let me check and see what I can do about this thing right here. Okay, we got it back together. The bound up cable, I let it soak and just kept running it and cleaning it out. So it's got full play. So we used it to hook it back up. And cut a neoprene gasket for the heater box. So it's not pretty. We aren't looking to restore, just clean it up and get it to work. Get us through the winter. And now we get to install it.